Okay, Kamaya, to get you caught up, I forgot to record, but this is the first problem we're doing. It's from page 893 in the book, section 7.6, number 1. Here was the original problem. The only thing I did was bring both y's over to the left and subtracted 36 on the right. Okay, so now we need to complete the square for x and y. But before we do that, what is this going to be the graph of?
A hyperbola.
Hyperbola. How do you know that?
Because the coefficients are different and the sides are different.
Right. They're both an x squared and a y squared, and one's positive, one's negative. All right, so that means it's a hyperbola. And we want the positive one first, so that's why x squared's first. So what do I need to do before I can complete the square?
You can divide by.
Factor out a 9, factor out a negative 4. So we've got 9 parentheses, x squared minus 4x, leave a space. Negative 4 parentheses, what goes inside that parentheses?
Y squared
Plus 6y. Okay? So then, half of negative 4 is x minus 2. So what do we put here? Plus 4. But we didn't add 4. We added 4 in a parentheses with a 9 out. So we really added 36. So we put plus 36 here. Okay? Minus 4. Half of plus 6 is plus 3. What goes here? Plus 9. But we really subtracted 36. So that's what we do here. Okay? So that equals 36. So what's left to get this in standard form? It's got to equal 1, so how do we accomplish that?
Divide everything by 36.
Divide everything by 36. 9 goes into 36 4 times. 4 goes into 36 9 times. So you have x minus 2 squared over 4 minus y plus 3 squared over 9 equals 1. Okay, so then they said, tell what it is. So it's a hyperbola, but we knew that from the beginning. And then graph it. So how do we graph? All right, so what's the first thing we know about the graph? The center, so we've got, if you remember, it's x minus 2 squared over 4 minus y plus 3 squared over 9 equals 1. So yes, the center is at 2, negative 3. Okay, what do we do in the x direction? Hey, sorry.
No, you're good.
All right, Kamaya, we're pausing because Molly needs to speak to the class.
Kamaya's not.
I'm recording for Kamaya.
Hi, Kamaya, get better. Well, Kamaya actually would be in this.
Okay, well then I'm going to leave it recording, Kamaya, so you can hear what Molly has to say.
Yes, you need to listen. Where's the mic? Are you just
It's just, yep.
Okay, so she can hear me.
Yep.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, is everybody in here sophomores, juniors? Everybody's sophomores, right? Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Junior.
juniors. Okay, well, this applies to you too, if you're interested. Okay, so anybody in here involved in student council? Brittany is? Okay. And Kamaya. Yay, Kamaya. Okay, so Brittany and Kamaya are in student council. Now, student council is put together really to focus on student affairs, right? Like student morale, getting the students involved, making decisions for the students, doing fun things with the students, community service, etc. In government, there are usually 3 branches of government, okay? So student council would be more like the Senate, the House of Representatives, Congress. The student judiciary, which is in the works, is probably not going to happen for a couple of years, is going to be like a student governing body that like oversees student issues or student discipline issues. And then student leadership society, okay? So this would be, we don't really have a president, we're not going to have an executive branch, but we are going to have ambassadors for the school. So this would be an arm out of the executive director's office, so out of Mr. Shaka's office, and these are the individuals who represent the school outside in the greater Birmingham community. So when we need individuals to speak at luncheons, this would be the group this would come from, okay? Individuals to give tours to guests that come during luncheon days. people that would go on the Chick-fil-A leadership experience that some of you experienced. So, like, that is going to be this group. What we're doing is we're setting it up to include 4 sophomores, 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen, 4 juniors, 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen, okay? There's an application process. The application includes 3 short answer questions and a long answer question, so an essay, like 2 or 3 paragraphs. And then what we'll do is you'll turn that in by December 8th at 3 p.m., and then we're going to have interviews the week of exams. So after exams, like 12 to 1, we'll have one of those days, we'll have interviews for this, all right? And we'll go ahead and select and announce those. And then the plan is to meet every other week with the student, with the Restoration Academy Leadership Society. We'll go over different leadership development, public speaking, leadership questions, learning the tour, all of that good stuff. You will be, if you make it, you'll be second semester and then first semester, and then everyone reapplies at the end of 2017, okay? 2017 will add 4 more people, so we'll have 12 people by the end of 2017. We just are not opening it up to seniors because they have another semester here and their brains are out the door already pretty much. So, okay? All right, any questions?
How would this collide with student council?
I'm meeting with Ms. Marshall about that.
Okay.
You can do both. You can do both.
I know it's required, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's totally your choice. If you don't want to do both, if you're not interested in doing it, that is fine. Like, no one is forced to do this at all.
I'm interested, but I just think I just might put too much on the plate.
And I think that's a wise decision. I mean, when I was at Alabama, I had several different opportunities, and I had to pick, okay, this year I'm going to do this, and the next year I'm going to do this, and the next year I'm going to do that. And so I was able to get everything I wanted to get done, but I just couldn't do it all at one time. Okay? All right, who would like an application? Okay?
And this will be available next year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else want an application?
Angelo is also missing, so I could
Okay.
take one for him.
Angelo, and then
And Kamaya.
Kamaya. Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody else?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, if you change your mind, they'll be in my office and come get one. Okay? Awesome.
Thank you, Molly.
y'all.
All right. So, back to here. So, what did we say? We know the center is at 2, -3. So, what's the next thing we know?
That the major axis.
Would be 9.
Well, you don't have major or minor if it's not an
I'm
ellipse.
sorry.
But,
On the x-axis, you go
in the x direction, we're going to go left and right 2, because it's square root of 4. So, we're going to go 2 to the left, right, 2 to the left. Then what do we do in the y?
3.
We're going to go up 3 and down 3. Okay, then what?
Then you make the box.
Draw a dotted box. Okay, then what?
Okay. Then you draw your asymptote line
Right, through the corners.
through the corners.
Now, they didn't ask you, but how could we figure out the slope of these lines?
By the 2 points. The
Yeah, the
center
2 points that
and
they're
one of
going
the
through.
points on the asymptote.
Right? But even easier than that, in the y direction we went 3, in the x direction we went 2, and it's the change in y over the change in x. So it's 3/2. Okay? So this one would be positive 3/2, and this one would be negative 3/2.
So would the center be a positive 2?
The center, yes, because you do opposite of that.
Okay.
So positive 2, -3. Okay? All right. So now the only thing left is it's either going to open up and down from here or left and right. And which one is it?
Left and right.
How do you know that?
X is positive.
Because x is positive, so we open in the x direction. So this is a vertex, and then it gets close to the asymptotes. Here's the other vertex, and it gets close to the asymptotes. Okay? It didn't ask you, but if it did, what would the foci be, and how would we find it? C is the distance from the center to a focus, and its C squared is A squared. Is it plus or minus? Plus. Okay, so C squared is A squared is 4, because A would be 2, plus B squared is 9. So C squared is 13, so C is the square root of 13. Okay? The square root of 13, that's between 9 and 16. So it's between 3 squared and 4 squared, so it's 3 and some change. All right? So we go in. Now remember, the foci are always inside the hyperbolas, okay? Now on an ellipse, you always go on the major axis. So that would have been, you would have gone up the square root of 13 down. But on a hyperbola, you don't go to the larger one, you go to whichever one is positive. Okay, so if this were an ellipse, the foci would be here and here. But because it's a hyperbola, we go inside. So we're going to add square root of 13, which is 1, 2, a little more than 3. Subtract it from the x. So what are the coordinates of this point? The center, remember, was at 2, -3. So do we add square root of 13 to the x or to the y?
It's to 2 plus the square root of 13. And it's -3.
Right. And this one would be 2 minus the square root of 13, -3. Okay? Now that was more than the question actually asked for, but it's good information. Okay, any more questions from the homework that you would like? And also we could do 7-7 if you had questions for that, even though that homework's not due till tomorrow.
I have a question.
Oh, that's about the ones where you have to,
Solving the systems. Okay, any more questions from 7-6 or 7-7? No? Okay. All right, so let me give y'all some practice problems, and y'all can work them on the board. I can give you small whiteboards if you want to do that, or you can just work them on paper in groups too. Okay?
Can you, give us problems and we can work it out on small boards and we can, raise our answer and we can, do it like a game?
Yeah, I'll try to, since we've got time. Here, let me go ahead and stop this video because I'm not going to be doing any problems. Bye, Kamaya. We hope to see you soon.
That'd be funny if she was like Ashley and she was like,
She's not listening to it now. We should Skype her one day.
hold on, what time is it? What time is it?
10:06.
She probably already in her.
You want to Skype her?
This is funny. Y'all, some of y'all, I told you the story of how I proposed to my wife, but, and that can be another day if I didn't, but part of it is after I proposed, I had made a video of all of our friends, several friends and family, because her family's all out of town, but they were congratulating us. And so I ended up, it's like a 30-minute video. There are 65 different people in it, but they're all wishing us well and congratulating us. So after I proposed, I pulled out my laptop and opened it to show her this video. Well, when I opened it, it was paused on the beginning of the video, which was her parents standing there. Well, she thought it was FaceTime. So she's like, hey, Mom and Dad. And I was like, no, babe, it's a video. They can't see you right now. But she thought I had FaceTimed them and that they had been listening. But no, it was actually just a video that had been filmed long before.
Us the video. It was
yeah.
so long.
It's 30 minutes. So,